So welcome. Saturday morning again, as we say. Seems like we've been doing this for so many years, and now it's become such a popular. It's hard for me to believe this country boy from Tennessee is. As I look at the screen, it's just mind blowing to think about. We've got multiple states, and we started out just having a couple of states, maybe 2 or 3 states. Merle Wilson's been here since I began this thing, and honestly, guys, if you think about it, what the internet has been able to do and how the world has really, I guess it's shrunk the world. Now we've got people on here from multiple countries, not just multiple states, and it's exciting. And this morning we have Nic Papas from South Africa. I mean, I follow him on Instagram, and the accents. It's always funny. People say I got the accent, guys. I'm going to believe somebody would say this country accent from Tennessee is nothing compared to the accent we get from South Africa. I wish I can't even emulate that. I might emulate somebody from one of these Michigan folks, but I can't emulate South Africa in any form or fashion. But we follow you, and I'm going to let Todd do this interview. You and Todd have a relationship where you've been working more. I mean, we know each other. We've talked before, but I know you and Todd have had several conversations. So, Nic, welcome. Glad to have you on the call this morning. We're excited to have you here, and we're excited that we have New Age in South Africa and the growth we've got there, and it's just amazing. So, Todd, I'm going to turn it to you with him.
Yeah, Chris, an amazing morning, Chris, and thank you for running this. But I got to start with the introduction of Nic Papas, bragging on him just a little bit. We're a community of people that all want better in life, no matter where we're from. That's the one thing I've discovered since I left my high school coaching days in Arkansas and got into this industry, is that people in California, irrelevant to what the news tells us, want the same thing as people in Alabama, and people in Alabama want the same thing as people in New York, and people in New York want the same things as people in Canada, and people in Canada want the same things as people in Mexico. And we've now are finding out with our new growth that we all want the same things as people want in South Africa or Nigeria. That is, we just want better for our lives. We want to live a fulfilled life, be able to take care of our families, have the money to do things we want to, have time freedom in our life. And we all want a high quality of health. So we're this big blended family of people helping each other. But at times, some people rise to the top and they kind of go over and beyond what's called of them on the health factor. And Nic Papas is one of those people. Nic is brand new in a country. Anytime you are brand new in a country, along with, and by the way, welcome to everybody here this morning from South Africa. You all are in the same boat, and that is you're in a newly launched country where they're still trying to figure everything out. We go through the same process here in the United States when we launch, where the office is growing, the shipping, all the different things they've got to get working perfectly. So you have to be a really strong leader to exist in anything in the beginning. So Nic, I commend you for being not only in the beginning, but being a real leader. But where I really commend you is there are probably very few people on this call that you haven't helped. You always go out of your way to hop on Zooms with us. You respond in Facebook Messenger groups, helping people that you have no financial ties to at all grow their business in both South Africa and Nigeria. And that says a whole lot about you. And we are so glad to have you here. So I want to begin the interview this morning by just asking you a couple of mindset questions. The first one is, a lot of people, to include me, I don't really know you. I've never shaken your hands in person. So will you give us your background of what you did, and then why network marketing? What called you to this industry? And then we're going to talk about what specifically called you to New Age.
Thank you, Todd. Thanks, Chris, for inviting me on the call. This is actually my favorite call. When in my previous business, before we merged with Oryx, when I got the call to say that we merged with Oryx, I said, okay, well, now what? Now I've got to learn and find out what Oryx is all about, because I was the only person left in my previous business in Africa. So I had to like find my way now. All right, so now I've got to get hold of the Americans, and I've got to see now what Oryx does. And I've been in network marketing. This is my 9th year. So I was in corporate for 25 years. And one fine day, and I have 2 football clubs. And one fine day, one of my soccer dads came to me and said to me, come with me to a presentation. And that was the beginning of my network marketing career. Because I went to the presentation, I listened to the home party, if you want to call it that, and I signed up that day. Leading to where we merged in February 2020, I said to myself, okay, how am I going to get to know New Age or Oryx? So I got a hold of a team. I found out about a team via, and you guys will remember Lee Doyle, that was the head of the general manager for my previous company, for Mavi. And he told me there's a lady in Cape Town, in the Cape Town area, that has a team. They came from, they a team from Limu, and they're operating in South Africa, in Bloemfontein. So I said, okay, well, let me get hold of this person. So I got hold of that person, and that person referred me to another person in the team. And that other person said to me, my upline is in Colorado Springs. So I said, okay, well, who's your up? No, my upline is Erica van der Merwe. I said, great, van der Merwe, South Africa. Where is she? No, she's in Colorado Springs. I said, where? Colorado Springs. Yes, in the US. Yes. Okay, well, there we go. Got hold of Erica there, and that's not where it stopped, because Erica said, no, you got to talk to my upline. So where did I go to? I landed up with talking to Tammy Malpi. And long story short, we connected and we started building our African team, our South African team. They one team, I'm on another team, but I was man alone. I was man alone, and I had to build. So how did I build? I got involved with on Tammy's Zoom, and I found out that there's a big Zoom every single Saturday. Okay, now it's Saturday afternoon here in South Africa, Saturday morning by you guys. So every Saturday afternoon, where was the Zoom? I came onto the Saturday morning training Zoom. And that's where I found out what the business was all about, and went on to other Zooms, Australia, UK, but yours was my favorite. And here we are today. Here we are today. I'm super, super excited. I love everybody. And I've got one philosophy. You've got to be a servant leader in this business. You know, alone you can go fast, but together you go far. And that's what I believe in, you know, and I saw the vision for Africa. I saw the products we were bringing in, the Slenderize of the world, and the mowers and the elites and all these products, but they were coming in very expensive. So 2.5 years later, we launched last year. And that's where we started, and here we are today.
So tell us a little about because a lot of people, to include me, we've never been to South Africa. We all want to change that. We want y'all to have a big convention soon, and we're all coming. But tell us a little about the opportunity in South Africa, and speak to both us and to the others that are here that live there currently.
Yeah, so we have a big opportunity in Africa. In fact, you know, South Africa is the hub of Africa. So we have the stock exchange in Johannesburg, where I am. We have the stock exchange here. We have all the big corporate companies, the headquarters for all the diamond mines and the gold mines and all these. They all in Johannesburg. So that's where I am. You guys have got your states. The US, you got your states. We have our various regions. We have Johannesburg, which is one of the capitals. Pretoria is a half an hour from me. That's where all the government officials, the administrative headquarters for government and everything is. Then you've got Cape Town, where all the parliament buildings are, and Cape Town, obviously a port city, the tip of Africa, the west coast. And then you've got Durban. So the opportunity for, and obviously Bloemfontein, where the other big team is. They're in the center of South Africa. And the scope here, we're 66 million people, all races here. The opportunity is big. The product So like I was saying, the product to bring it into South Africa was expensive because our currency is not strong. We've got our rand, our South African rand, $1 is 17 South African rands. So for anybody from the outside to come to South Africa, a 300-gram steak, I don't know how you guys are in pounds, but a 300-gram steak with vegetables and fries is going to cost $10. That's it. Now picture $10 and what it costs us when we have the same in the US, $25 or $30. Do you understand the difference now? So the opportunity, obviously, the opportunity for us here was to make the product local. And that was possibly the best thing we did. Because not only did we make the product, or we're making the product local in Johannesburg right now, but price-wise, it fits the pocket. It's made by South Africans. It's going to suit the African continent. And as we go, the scope, because the efficacy of our product is amazing. And for me, now that we've launched and we're going and we've got stories now. So for us now, we're just growing exponentially, leaps and bounds.
So what is your favorite, what's kind of becoming the best favorite products over there? And it's called the Hero line for those of you that have not.
It's called the Hero line, spelled Hiro, pronounced hero, but the I represents you. So I am somebody's hero. I'm here to help somebody either transform their lives, their look, their weight, give them the opportunity. But if you want to compare, it works out perfectly because our day and night product, the Thermo and the nighttime MX, those two products are the leaders. It equates to, it's equivalent to Slenderhouse. In South Africa, it's equivalent to Slenderhouse. So those two products have proved to be big hits. And we're also launching Noni. We're launching Noni in October, and I'm very, very excited with that because that is also going to be a big one.
Yeah, you may not have much information on this, Nic, but I know with that Noni launch in October is going to actually launch in South Africa and Nigeria. Do you have any extra information there?
Yeah, no, we know that. We know that it's going to launch at the same time. It's on the water. It's on its way. And Nigeria, I'm very excited for Nigeria. Nigeria, 206 million people. The majority of Nigerians there are in the business. They're in the MLM business. So they know MLM very, very well. And I'm very, very excited for Nigeria because Noni has been there. Noni has been in Nigeria before. So obviously we've had to relaunch in inverted commas. But as a start to get into Nigeria and to launch Nigeria, Noni and wherever and whoever I've spoken to on Zooms, one-on-ones and all that, when you tell them Noni, they're very, very excited, very excited. And me, I'm on the product now because we have incentives. And you win a case of Noni, and I happen to win the one case. And I'm on the product, and it's absolutely amazing every day.
Yeah. And Nic, what would the last question I've got for you, and then Chris, any questions you've got? So Nic, you obviously want better for your future. That's why you're in network marketing. You've got 100 people on this Zoom here in America. If you need us, all you got to do is ask us for anything. And then 100 people here, y'all now know Nic and others in South Africa. We're all just one big team. But Nic, can you speak to us all, both us Americans and you guys that are South African? Like, what drives you every day? Help us mentally understand what it takes and why you do this and what's going to be on the other side. So for me, in our business, there's two things here. You're either going to be interested in the business or you're going to be invested in the business. One of the two. I've seen the opportunity. And the people that are with me here in South Africa have also seen the opportunity. It's all about the leader. It's all about the leader and what the leader is doing. If I was negative, the negative will go down to everybody else. So I've
people have seen me, watched me. Those have asked me to help them. I don't help anybody to get a Noddy badge. That's not me. I help whoever wants help on the African continent, because momentum is what we're all looking for. Momentum. We have an opportunity on this continent. There's 1.7 billion people here. And like you said in the beginning, Todd, you got to start somewhere. Yes, we have 7 products. You guys have 70 products, but it doesn't matter. I can do business in the US. I can do business anywhere else in the world. So those 70 products I can have access to as well, if I sign people on the outside. But for the African continent, those that stay, those that are in it from the beginning are going to win it. And that's a fact, because we only just started. I'm super, super excited for all of us, for every single one of us on this continent. And I know how everybody else outside of Africa must feel dealing with people inside Africa. And that's why I opened my door and I said, anybody needs assistance, I'm here. I will help anybody, because that momentum that's going to cause this through helping people is going to benefit me in the long run. Because the situation we're going to create here is that of FOMO. People are going to want to get involved, not even being asked, because that one's involved, that one's involved, that one's involved. I also got to get involved. And that's what I'm going to create. And that's what we all going to create collectively on the African continent. So very excited. The whole world, to put this into perspective, to finish off, the whole world, every single continent can fit on the African continent. That's how big it is. That is how big this continent is. If you take China, America, Europe, the UK, Madagascar, anywhere, everybody on this continent. I have a picture of that. I always use it on my Zooms. Fits on this continent. That's how big we are. So watch out, America. We're coming.
Hey, by the way, South Africa has been featured on our Discovery Channel all week, because we're in the middle of Shark Week here, and they always have the big great whites off the coast of South Africa on our Shark Week.
Yeah, Cape Town, absolutely. So whoever comes, we're going to Cape Town. We're going shark diving, absolutely. We've got everything.
Hey,
I'll take Chris with me. Chris and I'll hold your hand, Chris. Don't worry.
I'll be happy to go and sit on the boat and watch you guys jump down there with them all you want. So that is no problem. I have no interest in swimming with a shark. But you did just say something that I was stunned about. I had no idea how large the continent was. I mean, Todd may have known that. He's one of those college graduates. I'm one of those guys that had no clue that South Africa, that the continent was that large. I wrote that down. I had no idea. It just kind of stunned me.
1.7 billion people, 1.7 billion on this continent. There's a lot of opportunity, and I'm so excited for Nigeria, the first week of October. That's the timeline that's been given. There's a lot of red tape here. There's a lot of T's that they have to cross and I's that they have to dot and all that. And I believe, we're going to use these next 2 months, and that's what I'm pushing now. These next 2 months to get everybody ready, to get all the details ready, because we've seen what happened when we launched in South Africa. So where we were caught pants down, we don't want to do that in Nigeria. We want to be ready for Nigeria, have everything in place so that when that website, when everything goes live, we're going live, so we don't stop. And that's where we're aiming for now.
One thing he hit on that I want to make a big comment about, Todd, or just to reiterate, and that is that the momentum that I believe is coming. It's not just in South Africa. I see it happening in the US. I see people growth in their businesses. And it's odd because people always want to believe that momentum is created by the company. No, momentum is created by the field. The company can only furnish us what tools that we need. And they have, they're doing more and more tools that are coming, but the field has to create the systems and the momentum. And I'm truly convinced that if I wasn't truly convinced, I'm not a young man, I wouldn't still be doing these Saturday mornings. I see, these people pay me a really good, they'll make you lazy. as Todd tells me that all gives me a hard time about it, is these people make you lazy because they will continue to pay you when you don't have to do anything. So but I will promise you, what I see happening right now has got me energized to the point I actually was talking to Todd a couple of days ago on the phone, and I said, it makes me, and I think the energy is coming from what I know is that momentum that you talked about. And I truly believe that obviously there's momentum. Everybody thinks it's an overnight thing. It's not. It's something that builds and builds, and the momentum. And I just think coming into this fall, you just mentioned October for Noni there. We've got the August event, which is the end of August, is coming up in Orlando. If you're not booked for Orlando and you can get there, I mean, obviously I'm convinced that's going to be an amazing event. But the thing, and I even just, they saw that Dr. Fred Cooper's even going to be there along with, I mean, Dr. Cooper, is on the board, and now he's decided to come to Orlando. I mean, I just know that is going to be what I believe 2023, this company will see. That Todd and I've been through it once, and someone asked me, what does momentum feel like? And I said, you don't even understand it until it happens, and it'll happen so quickly, you won't do anything different. Honestly, you'll be doing the same old grinding, the same old working, and then all at once, you're doing it, and you're like, what happened? It's just, and it's hard to explain to somebody that creation of that growth. And it may not happen in the next 3 months and 6 months, but I can promise you this company's solid. It's got the right leadership. It's got the right products, that it's going to happen. And I think the other side of it that's going to make it important, I don't know about the economy there in South Africa, but I can promise you this, inflation and issues in the United States, everybody, I've never seen as many people posting, looking for ways to make, and we have that answer. I've had it for years, but if they're comfortable, they're not as needy. And right now, a lot of folks' situations have changed, from utility bills to gas bills to other things, which I was going to, I don't mean to get off on that at all, but it's just that the stars align. That's what I call it. Everything aligns. And the inflation that happened in 2008 and the crash of the stock market and the real estate market was one of my biggest years ever in network marketing. Still today, yet I think that's coming again, and I believe it's coming next year. That's just the way I see it. I think we've set up. And sorry to get off track there, Todd, but Nick, you're amazing. You're constantly helping, and what you said at the start of this conversation was servant leader. And I'm going to bring that up about Todd Rowland. That's why Todd Rowland's business is always good. We're not connected to Nick financially, but he's been on these Zooms, and I could look across here and all these names. I'm not going to start calling names. I'll get myself in trouble. But that's if you want to know what real leaders become, it's the servant leaders. It's not about them. It's about their teams. It's about what they can do to help others. And when they get that mindset, good things just begin to happen. And I think that's where I think that's this company's, personally believe that's this company's whole philosophy. If you don't fit this, you'll probably go to another company. If it's all about you, you probably won't make it in New Age. I hate to say it that way. There's going to be some great people in here, but they don't stay because it's all about them. And this company is about the community. And I really, really believe that. Todd, I'm sorry, I kind of got long-winded there.
I've got one more question, and Shauna Robertson, I want to ask you too, because I heard you say that you had a guest there. But Nick, you and Shauna, I would love to get, before we move to Anthony, and for the second half of this Zoom on mindset and the X office. But Shauna, I know you have a guest, and Nick, if you have a teammate, we would love to get 2 quick testimonials from South Africa, whether it be a health testimonial or a financial testimonial. If y'all could Shauna, because I know your girl was there. I'll let you decide which one you're going to call on, Nick. But Shauna, if your girl is there, why don't you call on her real quick? Anthony, I need you on your P's and Q's to find her. Make sure she can get unmuted.
Hey, if Yami is on the call, she's listed as Yami, Yomi. She's on board. Yep, there she is. And I'm sorry, I have a little. They're mowing the grass outside, so there's some background noise. Maybe.
And Millicent, Anthony.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can hear you.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of testimony based on the nighttime and the Tamo MX with the amino guard. Because my mom, my dad, and my stepmom are one of the testimonials to the supplements. It's so amazing and wonderful. Like, even when people see my mom compared to before, they really, she got good compliments about her health, like the weight, because she's fattened. So I think she lost lots of weight. The mistake I made was I wasn't able to take the present weight before taking the supplement. But she felt so light when she walked. She couldn't walk. She has this arthritis on her knee. But to thank God now, with the help of the amazing Hero supplements, it's really helping. She's so happy about it. Like, she really wants it. Our friend also wants as well. Most people want it. They've been asking her what has she been using. And she finished the whole pack now. She still wants more. She's asking for more. Some people, even if one of her friends has a son in the US, she was like, can she get the product in the US as well? She's busy explaining, like crying to me. My mom was crying to me to get her the supplements I gave my mom for her friend. So obviously it's really good. It's a very good supplement. I can really testify to it. It's very good. The Tamo MX and the nighttime amino guard are so wonderful, and it's a deep cleanser. It's so good. It
And
has been amazing.
and Yami, tell them the business how it helped pay rent, didn't it?
Yes, those people I signed up, I got a commission from them, and it's really helped me to pay my rent. It's so good. The commission goes so well. I'm so happy about it. And I'm still looking towards to sign up a lot of people. Yeah. And for my sister as well, she's online as well. She's on the Zoom call. She's also interested, because she just finished her pharmacist training in Nigeria. So she can't wait to get the product as well, so she can be selling out to people, introduce the products to people as well in Nigeria. I told her to be online. I think she's online now. The network is not disappointing. So thank you so much, family of New Age.
What's your sister's name?
Kende Ajayi.
Welcome.
I think
Thank you, Yami. We can't wait to give you a hug in person very soon. Nick, we got to get a big event over there. I'm ready to come. I cannot wait to meet everybody in person. So, Nick, who else do we have that we want to interview?
Those supplements are really amazing. They're very, 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 very good. Especially for those who really want to lose weight. When the body is heavy, it affects the feet. The feet struggle for it to walk. But when you lose more fat from the body, you feel so light and good, Even from the heart, it bends the fats that surrounds the heart as well. It's so amazing. Thank you so much, Miss Shona. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Nic Papas, because he's always wanting me to be online, and I've been so busy. Thank you so much, Mr. Todd.
Thank you for
I'm
being
so happy about it, and I still want more. I think it's better for me to send it back home to Nigeria. It will really, really, really make a lot of money for us, and people really need it. People need to lose lots of weight. People need it, is what I can say. It really helps to control, and I can't wait to get the noni as well. With the noni, a lot of people with the noni, people like drinking. especially West Africa, we prefer drinking than taking the supplement. Yeah, with the noni, I'm telling you, it will really, really, really help, and it will sell very well in the market. People can't wait to have it. So thank you so much. Thank you.
I've got Millicent Mohori on the call, Todd. She's in the Bloemfontein team, and I've also got to know her. I'm in Johannesburg. She's in Bloemfontein. While she commutes between Bloemfontein and Johannesburg, she's up and down, so I don't know where she is. So she's on the call. When I speak to Millicent, I just laugh because that's the personality she has. So Millicent, tell everybody your story. How did you start? What did you do? And let's hear your story.
Hi everyone. I am so sorry. I think everyone can see that I'm busy with sign language because I'm with my 4-year-old, my Spidey. He's all over the place. So excuse me for that. My name is not in today. So yeah, I'm trying to, to do a lot of things at one time. But I came to know about the company through a friend of mine called Sonia, who actually introduced me to Corlia. Because she had known that I had been struggling with insomnia for like a lot of years. I have been on every sleeping tablet you can think of. Like there was a time when I was put on a tablet that's supposed to shut me down. One is supposed to calm me down and one is supposed to knock me out. But I'd still only sleep for 30 minutes and I would still never even go into the second phase of sleep. And then Nightmax happened. Okay, and I joined the company because obviously I'm a single mother. I resigned from one of the big banks in South Africa because, God behold, I wanted to be self-employed, and be my own boss. And so, things were not going as planned, especially because of the health issues that I was going through and the fact that I'm not sleeping either. So, I didn't even know, I had never heard about the company, but because I trusted Sonia, and this is what I always share with my prospects and with family and everybody, I went on to this business because of trust. Because I trusted Sonia, I didn't know Corlia from a bar of soap. I joined because of the promises, that I heard and about the company and what the company could do for me. And when I started, I was being told every month that we're going to launch. So you can imagine it was at that time when we're told, yeah, we're launching soon. And you invite people and we'd be told, no, we're launching soon. And, but what I love about the leaders is, they always told me to always stay next to the fire. And, when life happens, believe you me, it's not always easy because you're thinking, okay, when is it launching? I need my breakthrough. Sometimes you feel like giving up, but then you've got people that are always holding you by the hand and saying, listen, you can do this, do it for you, do it for your family, build a legacy, for your family. So we launched and I started using the Nightmax. I sleep with him. I know how it's now to actually sleep, even if it's just for 2 hours and dream. And I got my mom on it, who was also using sleeping tablets. And she has stopped using tablets. She says, the nice thing about the Nightmax is because it's natural, you don't feel all fuzzy. And she's like, no, it calms you down and that. And I also got my sister on it when she heard from my mother and myself that it was working. And she started using it as well. And she said, she started, at first she was a bit skeptical, how it goes. So she still took it with a sleeping tablet. And then she ran out of a sleeping tablet at some stage and she used that on its own. And she came back and she said, you know what? It literally works. It works. I'm calm. I don't even have to take it with the sleeping tablet. And they will still record their testimonies. I know I still also have to record mine. So we will still do that. But yeah, the products do work. And I gave the Immuno when it launched to one of my clients as well, who's a bit old, but still loves going to the gym. And he also said it works wonders. And my sister was a bit skeptical. You know, like the leaders always say, you know, family will be the most critical because they've seen you try it all. You know, you've tried Tupperware, you've tried this, and. But I promise you, when we had the promo in July, my sister signed up 4 people. So most of the family now is my downlines, and we really pushing to build and share the products. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I didn't think I was going to speak, so.
Glad to have you this morning. It's an awesome story.
Thank you so much.
Makes my day having all these folks from these other countries. It's pretty cool.
You've got all the accents today, Chris. All the accents.
I'm telling you, it's really, if you don't, you just don't think about this. It's kind of, I'm kind of like, it's just odd for me. I mean, so amazing to see all these people from all these other areas and feeling the same way. And like Todd said when he started, we also want to feel better, and we all want better for our family. I think that's what both these testimonials conveyed. They want to do better, and their families want to feel better, and they want to, help them financially. Everybody has different goals for that. Shauna, and I think what's amazing about this, and I think some people miss this. Shauna, where do you live again?
I live in South Alabama.
Other than being an Alabama football fan, she's great. I love her to death. And but I'm making a joke there. But the thing is, you realize that this is how the world is shrinking the way we do business and what we can do from this. I mean, really, is it not mind blowing? When I started in this industry, I know Nick says he's been doing this a long time. I mean, I had a cell phone, but I didn't. I mean, we didn't do business around the world, and we sure couldn't get. We jumped in the car. I mean, someone said, I don't know how many miles. Todd's still driving all those miles, but let's face it. We couldn't have drove to South Africa. That wasn't an option. You can't just pick up I don't even know the direction. So I mean, it's like, sometimes I just get overwhelmed at seeing how much the technology has shrunk to what we can do. And yet people don't take advantage of it. My own family, not even taking advantage like they should. And I mean, the world has changed. I'm going to make this comment and I'm going to turn it to Anthony. Nick, thanks for what you've been on. I want you to think about it. Nobody believed in the US that Walmart would ever be challenged in their retail world. And now they're being doubled because of technology. Doubled. And I see that different, even more so. I mean, I see it with what Amazon has done. And I see us as that company in the health and nutrition world for individuals that does that same growth. I really think this company is going to do something. Being older, I'm like, dang, I can't imagine what's going to happen over the next 10 years. And see, people want it to be the next 10 days. People want it to be the next 2 weeks. That's the vision that's coming. It's going to be something that happens over the next few years. And I think we're on that verge of it. I'm sorry. I just think this is blowing my mind. I mean, I'm listening to this. It's just blowing my mind. Todd, I don't know exactly what Anthony is going to share, but I'm like, I mean, I hate to tell you, Anthony, that's a hard act to follow right there, dude. And that's a tough one to follow. So I'll turn it to you, Todd.
Yeah. So I, same as Chris was just relaying, it's just absolutely mind blowing to see the technology and the stories. Nic Papas, thank you so much for being with us this morning. You're a dear friend. I cannot wait to work with you in person. As soon as I am invited to a big event there, it is already a yes. Just let me know. I will book my ticket and hug everybody's neck when I arrive. I cannot wait. Nick is such a positive person. I did not know time frame this morning, how long the South African part would run. So Anthony's kind of the same mentality. So I thought it would be such a great morning for a mindset Zoom. And Anthony's also, as we all know, our resident expert on technology. And the company just launched a couple of new reports in the back office. So Anthony, at conclusion, is going to go over those new reports. We've got 15 minutes left on our Zoom, but I want to begin with Anthony is one of the most positive people I've ever met. He helps more people than anybody in this company. He
Absolutely.
sits in the background on most everybody's Zooms and makes them all run without a lot of times any recognition. So can never thank you enough, Anthony. But I will tell you the other thing about Anthony is that I've discovered in the last couple of years, in our type of business, there are two kinds of people. If you decide to build this business big, there are energy givers and there are energy suckers. And we all know the difference. Sometimes you call people on the phone and when you hang up, it's like, oh crap, I'm tired. And sometimes you call people on the phone, you're like, oh gosh, I got to do better. So the other more, and Anthony does that to me every time I call, but Anthony's had a couple of different things go on in his life. A couple of real close relatives passed away, just a number of little issues that could really sink a lot of us for a while. But I called him up on Monday and I just said, how's your morning going? He said, well, I woke up this morning and the rest of it's up to me. It's going great. And that's kind of the thing I think a lot of us forget because we get dragged down with our personal issues, is that the day's up to us. So Anthony, we don't even have to get to the reports. We can do those next week. But I want you to talk about that positive mindset, how you got it, how you maintain it. Kind of give us all a way so we can be more positive with people.
Absolutely. Well, it really started when I was in college. And it was Facebook. I remember I got on Facebook for the first time and all I seen was everybody talking about how life just sucked. It was somebody talking about how their girlfriend cheated on them, how this happened. It was all this negative stuff. And I said, I'm not getting on there ever. I don't want to deal with that. I go through life on my own. But then one day I made a commitment. I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to get on there and I'm never going to post. I'm not going to try to post anything negative. I'm always going to find something positive to talk about. And that's what my commitment started. But then also I started picking up books like this and then books like these. And to be honest, everybody, I wasn't a big reader growing up. Matter of fact, I didn't read my first book until I joined network marketing. I used to always just skim through and highlight a little bit and do enough to pass the test. And that was all I did. But reading wasn't something for me. And then I started listening to people like Jim Rohn. And then I had amazing people like Brent come into my life that always would pour into me. And I started listening to like yourself, Todd and Chris. And when you just listen to everybody, you're like, oh, okay, I got to develop my mind a little bit more. And you guys, it really all starts with feeding yourself every single day. I always tell people it's part of motivation, but motivation is like a bath. It's something that you should do every day. Every single day you should be feeding your brain because life is going to hit in all different forms of fashion. People are going to pass away. Flat tires are going to happen. People are going to do you wrong. People walk out your life. All of these things are happening, but you got to develop the mind for it. And also I realize in this industry, if you can make some money just having a horrible mindset, you can make some, but to make the big money, you got to develop the mindset because things are going to happen. You're going to have people, it's the bad parts of this business, but you have people raid your business. You have people leave your business. You have people talk behind your back. And so you got to be able to develop the mental mindset. And that's why every single day, no matter what, if God wakes me up, it's up to me. But that's the same thing for you. It is really up to you to make your day the best. But for me, I always start off the morning saying it. I don't wake up and say, oh man, it's Monday. Oh, gotta go back to work, or I gotta do this, I gotta do that. No, I wake up and say, hey, it's another day for me to be a blessing to somebody. And see, the mindset will allow you to, no matter what life hits. I mean, I talk to Chris and Todd all the time, and Chris is telling me things that happened in his life. But he's like, well, that's enough of that. Time to talk about something positive. We all get 5 minutes. I always say 5 minutes. It's a 5-minute rule. If it won't matter 5 years from now, then you get 5 minutes to fuss, to cuss, to do whatever you want to do. And then after 5 minutes, it's over with. You need to throw it out the window and think of something positive. What is something that will be worth something 5 years from now? Well, New Age will be worth something amazing 5 years from now. So why not speak life into your situation? And then something else I do is I always tell people, for all the people who don't like to read, 10 pages a day of you reading some book, 10 pages a day. I don't care what book it is, some book, money mindset, it doesn't matter what book it is, 10 pages a day. In a month, you will read a whole book. Average is about 200, 250 pages for a book. You can read a whole book in a month. And that's what also helped me develop my mindset, because you start studying successful people, they all have this mindset. Like, they all went through life. And trust me, you think you're going through something bad? There's somebody out there who's even in a more horrible position, who went through worse. And so that's why I always say, you know what? If it's to be, it's up to me. You know, I continue to just feed my mind daily. I listen to audiobooks, I listen to podcasts, I read books, I jump on Zooms like this, I hang around successful people. You know, and like Todd said, you're gonna be around people that you're like, oh my God, did I just answer their call? And well, your mindset has to be up there so you can lead from the front. Because trust me, your team is gonna be just like you. So if you complain all the time, you fuss all the time, oh, the back office isn't working, the website, oh, it's messing up again, customer service did this, guess what your team is gonna do? They're gonna complain. They're gonna complain, and then next thing you know, every time they call you, they're complaining. So why not lead by example? Always be positive. And then that's what makes people want to be around you. Nobody wants to be around somebody who's negative all the time. Nobody. I mean, because I got people in my phone, I would just look at the phone, I was like, I'm not answering that right now. No. Because they're just so negative. Like, every time I call them, it's always how life sucks. Who wants to talk to somebody like that? Nobody wants to do business with nobody like that. And matter of fact, if your business isn't growing, then you might want to look in the mirror. Is it because you always get on Facebook complaining? Control the controllable. You can only control what you can control. And one thing you can't control is your mind. You can control that. That is all up to you. That is not, Todd can't control Chris' mind. I can't control Chris' mind. Hey, nobody can control anybody else's mind, but what you can control is yours. And how do you do that? You just simply gotta do it every single day. Same way you get in the shower and you bathe yourself every day, you got to feed your mind every single day. It is a must that you feed your mind, because that is how you go through when life hits. That is how you get through it. You know, because that's why some people who do have life hit, that's why they get stuck in this big rabbit hole for a long time, because their mindset wasn't there. Yes, it hurts. Losing people in your life, that's going to hurt. It's never going to, I don't think it ever gets easier, but the mindset of understanding that they're still with you, they live with you on the spirit side, it allows you to keep on pushing it. And you just, it's so awesome to have this kind of mindset, Todd, and being around you and Chris and riding in the car and sitting down and talking with you guys. I realized that the mind was so powerful for you guys, because I listened to Chris' story and he always talks about how he sucked at it. Well, the only reason he's still here today is because he had a different mindset. The mind, he had a work ethic, but the mind is what allowed him to keep pushing every day. Todd, I remember you telling me you drive 6-7 hours and it'd be like, you know, it'd be like one person show up. But it was the mindset, like, hey, it was worth it. You told me something the other day when I thought we had a no-show he's like, no, it wasn't a no-show. We found somebody to talk about. It was the mindset. You turn a negative into a positive. So my question for everybody, are you turning your negative into positive? Because they're going to come. Nobody's exempt from having something negative happen in their life, something unexpected to happen. But it's all up to you to have that mindset to turn it around. Because you can get stuck in that rabbit hole that something that was only supposed to last a couple of hours now has lasted 2 weeks and then 2 years. You're still holding on. Some of y'all are still, I don't know who this is for, but some of y'all are still holding on to grudges with family members. That's why you haven't shared with them. You're still holding the grudge from 5 years ago. It's time for you to shift that, because whatever happened, happened. Either you're going to forgive them or you're not. But I encourage you to forgive them. And you know, you guys, you got to develop the mind. I encourage you to feed your brain every day. Read something, pick up some kind of book. You can start with the Bible. You can find books like Brenton. I always recommend books all the time. This is Money Mindset. Teach you how to, you can find attitude books, everything, because your attitude will determine your altitude. It will. So if your business isn't growing, it's because you don't have the right attitude. I always believe my business is doing great. It always is. Even when it's not doing great, it's doing great. It just hadn't found the right person, hasn't ran across the right people. So it's really all up to you. But 10 years ago, I made a commitment that I was going to develop my mind. I've listened to Jim Rohn thousands of times. I've listened to Eric Worre, Les Brown. I now listen to Ed Mylett, you know, all of these amazing people, but it all starts with you. Find something that you can listen to on a daily basis. Just go to YouTube and say, you want to learn about attitude, just attitude videos. You want to, you know, something positive every single day. While you're in the car, spend 30 minutes. 30 minutes feeding your brain on a daily basis will change your life forever.
I think one of the things Anthony said there is probably the biggest, is that we all go, it doesn't matter whose house it is and what person it is, everybody has. My brother used to say something all the time. He said, if you sat down with 12 people and put everybody's problems on the table, you might look around and pick yours back up. It might not be as bad as you think it is. So we all deal with adversities. The question is what Anthony just said, how long to let them dwell in your brain? And I'm guilty. Don't think that everybody's not guilty. The key is how do you come out of it? What do you know, and we've all got those people that call that are draining. That doesn't mean the people that call that are, you know, that it's bad. It just means sometimes they need you. I always look at it like that. Sometimes they're calling you because they know you're going to be positive. You've ever thought that someone's calling you when they're having a bad day? They call you because they know you're going to make them so be that person they want to call. Don't be that person you say, I already in a bad mood, I don't want to call and talk to them because it's going to make matters worse. Be that person that when somebody calls you, they're like, I'm calling them because I want to feel better about things. I call Todd because he makes me always lifts me up. I call Brett because he lifts me up. Anthony, you're one of those people as well. And I can name off a ton of people on this call. Y'all are just on the screen right now. Be that person that people want to call, not that person that Todd, we all have them. Don't be that person you dread seeing the phone call. I hope I'm not that very often. We all are sometimes. We all have it. Don't think that you're any different than anybody else. I think that sometimes, Anthony, you were an inspiration. As always, your posts are great. And we will get into some technology stuff. I don't know what we're going to do next Saturday. We may have Limu Saturday. I'm going to see if we got enough people available. We've been talking about doing brands. We need to do some testimonials on the Limu 5X. We did it only last week. So Todd, any last parting words? We're at 10 o'clock.
No, just Nick and Anthony, y'all are both unbelievable. Thank you for sharing this morning. Both of you inspire me. You lift me up daily, and I cannot thank you enough. Just blessings to you, blessings to all of South of Africa, and to everybody here in the United States that plugged in this Saturday morning. Everybody out there have a crazy good, blessed, prosperous week.
Good night. Goodbye, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.